It was my wife Emily's birthday, and I had organized a modest gathering at our Portland, Oregon home with a handful of close friends. I established a single, non-negotiable rule. Her boss was not invited. I told her calmly but firmly, "If your boss shows up, I'm done." She laughed, waved it off, called me dramatic. I trusted her anyway, confident she would respect my boundary. The evening began without incident. Guests arrived. Music hummed softly, laughter and conversation filling the rooms. Emily glowed, completely unaware of the tension I carried beneath my composed exterior. Then the front door opened, and everything shifted. An HR representative from her company stepped inside, followed by someone I had not expected, her boss. The room went silent. Emily's smile faltered. She realized, too late, that her casual dismissal of my warning had transformed her birthday into something entirely different. The atmosphere grew tense. Heavy. She froze, forcing a nervous laugh. "I didn't think you'd actually come," she said, awkward. The HR representative, professional and calm, advanced with a folder under her arm. My heart raced. This was no casual visit, no uncomfortable surprise. It was deliberate, serious. HR handed me the folder without breaking eye contact with Emily. Her boss remained silent, expression neutral. "We need to address some discrepancies," HR said evenly. The room went completely quiet. Everyone present felt the weight of the moment. Emily's laughter disappeared, replaced by fear and confusion. She had assumed my warning was meaningless, not a boundary she had knowingly violated. Now the consequences played out before friends, coworkers, and authority figures. I opened the folder slowly. Inside were printed emails, receipts, internal notes, clear evidence of misused company resources, and worse, undeniable proof of inappropriate conduct between Emily and her boss. My stomach sank as the truth became unavoidable. She had ignored my boundary, believing I would never discover it. Denial was no longer an option. Whispers spread through the room. Emily looked at me, panic etched into her face. She had expected candles, cake, attention, praise, not exposure and accountability. I remained silent, letting the document speak. The atmosphere felt judicial. Every secret she had hoped to conceal was laid bare. Her earlier laughter now seemed reckless, almost childish. At that moment, I fully understood that my warning hadn't just been ignored, it had been tested. The fallout was far larger than either of us anticipated. Her boss attempted to interject, offering excuses, downplaying the evidence, but HR immediately cut him off. I watched Emily's confidence crumble, her carefully constructed image unraveling under scrutiny. Finally, I spoke, calm and steady. "You were warned," I said quietly. The words carried more weight than anger ever could. She had assumed limits were flexible, that my patience was endless. Now she faced undeniable proof that crossing boundaries has consequences. Guests murmured softly. Tension filled the room. Every smile and joke from earlier had vanished. Emily realized she had miscalculated. The birthday she had imagined carefree and flattering had become a public reckoning. She tried to speak, voice shaking. "I didn't intend." I lifted a hand gently. "Intent doesn't change what you did." The room seemed to contract around those words. HR outlined next steps. A formal review, a full internal investigation, an immediate evaluation of conduct and relationships. Emily's boss shifted uneasily, finally grasping the seriousness. My calm contrasted sharply with her unraveling, amplifying the impact. No argument could counter the evidence. I understood then that quiet restraint and preparation hold more power than fury ever could. Emily's hands trembled as she attempted to justify herself. To me, HR, and the guests. "I thought it wouldn't matter," she whispered. I shook my head, composed and resolute. "Boundaries exist for a reason. You chose to cross them." Everyone understood this was no longer a birthday celebration. It was a test of character, judgment, and accountability. Emily's self-assurance had vanished. Her boss's attempts to mitigate the situation fell flat. HR maintained firm control. The gathering continued, but the mood was permanently altered. Guests spoke in hushed tones, eyes shifting between Emily, me, and HR. My quiet composure reminded everyone that consequences need no noise to be felt. Her earlier confidence in inviting her boss without repercussions had evaporated. Every excuse sounded hollow. What was meant to honor her had become a public lesson in accountability. Watching her struggle, I realized she had underestimated both me and the certainty of consequences. By night's end, heavy silence settled. Emily was subdued, reflective, shaken. Her boss had departed. HR concluded the immediate proceedings. Guests witnessed a sobering lesson in responsibility. I remained steady, not out of malice but certainty. Boundaries ignored are eventually enforced. Emily had expected laughter and compliance. Instead, she faced exposure, accountability, and the undeniable truth that actions carry weight. What she imagined as a simple celebration became a lesson in restraint, control, and truth. She learned that dismissive laughter cannot undo the impact of quiet, deliberate resolve. The night ended not with applause or joy, but with a lesson she would never forget.